Entrepreneurial Edge is brought to you by Business Banking from FNB, because small ideas can lead to big business. FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Edge. I'm Chris Bishop. Now in Africa, mining is big business right now. The people, the emerging markets of the continent are starting to reap the benefits of the minerals beneath their feet. But it's a dangerous business for the miners themselves. Deep beneath the earth, miners can be injured badly. The entrepreneur with us on this week's show has made a business out of helping these stricken miners rebuild their lives. Natalie Killassy, who grew up in South Africa's goldfields of Carletonville near Johannesburg, started a business with R1 and turned it into a multi-million-dollar concern. The idea was to teach injured miners to sew, a skill that could earn their living. It led to an invention that helped other miners to avoid being injured in the first place. Before we speak to Natalie, let's take a closer look at what the company is all about.
Stitchwise started roughly about 15 years ago now. Natalie Killassy and a friend of hers had an arts and craft type business, a small business, and they were operating premises where we are at the moment. And they saw the paraplegics from the mine, whose guys had been injured underground, coming past them every day on their wheelchairs. And Natalie decided she needed to do something about that, because they were sort of just being underutilized and getting into all sorts of trouble in terms of not doing what they should do, their exercises and keeping healthy and that sort of thing. And she's also having a very good friend that was cerebral palsy. That was a passion of hers to help those type of people. And then she started negotiations with the mine to find something for these guys to do. And then one thing led to another. She did a lot of found backfill bags are being used in the mines, but not to their fullest potential. And these are devices which would help to prevent injuries underground. And from that, it's just progressed. She spent about 18 months underground doing all sorts of research. And since then, we've passed a whole slew of patents. We have a new product which is coming on the market at the moment, which will actually replace wooden packs underground, which is more efficient and safer, takes more load, and prevents these sort of injuries that cause these paraplegics in the first place. Our main product is support related, underground support. Backfill bags being the main one, and then now more recently with modular bags, which are replacements for wooden packs. We also do other related mining items like knee guards and arm guards, safety nets, laundry bags. We've done some overalls. So it's sort of personal protective equipment, a limited range of that, and then support for underground structures. Well, it's all underground mining clients. Usually we're looking for deep level mines where there's closure, because that's where our products work the best. So you've got situations that guys are working at 3,000 meters plus underground, and obviously there are huge pressures there, and so there's closure of the mining areas as they're working out. It's closing behind them, and so they fill. That's why it's called backfill, because they fill behind them as they're mining forward. So most underground mining operations are target markets, but there can also be others. We've tried some of our products in Australia, and they have potential in virtually any underground mining situation. Natalie is tenacious, like I can't believe. I've tried actually at one stage to open a small business of my own and had it going for a while, and then I just didn't have the staying power that Natalie has. I think Natalie's also very good at understanding people. She surrounds herself with competent people with the skill sets that she needs, and I think she's a good character judge. So she inspires loyalty and gets a lot of cooperation from everybody that she deals with. I think business at the end of the day is about people. You're providing a need for people, and it's about the people that work for you and your customers, and I think she's very good at that. She's also passionate about not only making money, that's part of business, but helping other people as well.
The studio here with me. I'm very lucky to have Natalie Killassy, the CEO of Stitchwise. Welcome to the show. Let me declare myself at the beginning. I am a mining person. I've written about mining as a journalist for many years. It's a subject that fascinates me, and it fascinates me even more that you actually grew up in Carletonville, near Johannesburg here, which is one of the world centres of gold mining. Just tell me, how deeply do your family's roots run into mining in that area?
Chris, our roots go back a very long time, 3 generations. My grandfather was of the first 10 people to arrive in Carletonville in 1946 as a carpenter. So we've been there for many, many years.
And what's it like growing up in a mining community like that?
It is a very relaxing atmosphere in the community itself. It's a very small community, a very close community, and a very supportive community. But there are hardships in the mining community amongst people, and there are needs for people to roll up their sleeves and help out in the mining communities.
Because that's one thing, as you grew up, you must have felt very keenly the hardships. In particular, I mean, I know when there's an accident or when there are people injured or killed in the mines, the whole community carries that tragedy. What were your memories growing up?
Yes, definitely. You hear about it because it's perhaps your friend next door or down the road that has had an incident in the industry, and I think that was where Stitchwise real sparked the ideas, because of the disability and growing up with disability, that you're passionate about wanting to do something for your community. That just never goes away if you really are close to your community.
And what was the moment in your life that suddenly gave you this idea?
Growing up, as Mark mentioned earlier on, with a cerebral palsy friend, a very good friend of mine that is still here today, to Avril Elizabeth, I understood disability, and knowing that many of the mine workers are illiterate, with very few skills outside the mining community to actually apply opportunity to their lives after injury, that's where it sparked the idea to do that, to actually give them a skill, give them an opportunity, but wanting to do it better, because you have to be sustainable in business, and it's very difficult to be sustainable, especially if you're employing disabled people. So we looked at innovation, and that's what sparked the ideas to change their lives.
And the context of this here in mining, in one of the biggest mining countries in the world, I mean, somebody told me once that almost half of the gold on the planet comes from this country, South Africa. It's also a very political issue as well, and the fact that there's a lot of concern about the lives and limbs of the miners who do go underground. I know that there's a lot of political will to protect them. Do you feel this in your work as an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. There are huge changes in the mining industry towards safety. We were just discussing the Section 54s that have been putting out into the mining industries. Mine management, mines, people underground are very focused on improving safety. And we see that every day, especially with the innovation that we're applying. There's keen interest to change things underground in innovation now.
And you mentioned Section 54 here. A lot of the mining companies, obviously what it is stoppage when there has been an accident underground, have been complaining that it's very costly for them as well. So, I mean, are you feeling that it's actually worth the while to invest more in safety under the mines? Absolutely,
that's the only way to go, because so many people are actually employed in the mining industry. It's the heart of the economy. A lot of the GDP goes to mining, from mining in South Africa, and there is opportunity. We go underground and we see opportunity every day for new products that can be designed.
So back to your business, and you started it with R1.
Yes.
Just tell us about the early, humble beginnings.
Very humble beginnings, and married, 3 children, an absolute need to provide for the family, and a need to change the state that disabled people were in the mining communities. And what made it successful with that R1 was to be able to communicate with your clients. Very difficult to get funding to make sure that you can have the money and the cash flow to roll over as you start with that R1.
How difficult was it? Because I mean, it looks a remarkable idea from what we've seen of your business, but surely sometimes people can be skeptical about ideas that sound too good to be true, which I'm sure yours did.
Extremely difficult. We never spoke of working with disabled people because the first idea is then you cannot manufacture a safety critical quality product for the mining industry. So that was in the background for a very long time to start off with. And after that, to convince the mind that women can do innovation, but I think we have a keen eye to see things that can improve, which definitely came to the fore through the innovation process. And then making sure that your network believes in you. The right people that you're working with to do this innovation can help you carry it forward, because it's very difficult. Often they work in silos. When innovation comes in to implement innovation. So you must make sure that you do your marketing from the bottom to the top, because at the bottom the men have to work with it, it has to be user friendly, and they must feel comfortable it's safe for them, and at the top as well, so that it can be procured correctly for you as a company.
And speaking about procurement and getting business from the mines, I mean, one thing that people do know about mines in this country is that they're very skeptical sometimes about outsiders, you know, people who are not fitting in with the mine and its workings. How difficult to break that down was it, especially as a woman?
Well, that's where it was one of the most difficult parts. That is why I had to work underground with the research and development to understand it, so that we spoke the same language when I went and spoke to them about the innovation that we came up with eventually. So you have to have knowledge, and that is your power in the industry. And it is technical. There are technical issues, and you do need to know what you're doing. So we went to great lengths of helping write the South African Bureau of Standards for geotextiles. That wasn't there when we first started. So we gave that helping hand to the mine to make them feel comfortable that we were supplying a quality product.
And you had to go underground as well,
yes,
as part of your pitch, sales pitch. I mean, what was that like? How difficult was that?
I remember the first time going down there, and I looked at going into the crosscut and into the working face at the stope where they're actually doing the drilling for the blasting, and I turned back and I just felt this huge big gumboot on push from behind and said, you're just going in. And I went in, and there everybody just holds you with their hands. They all work as a team. They're all looking up, is the hanging wall conditions good? Are you in a safe area when you're moving? It's a team there. You won when you're down there. And when I came back, often there, I phoned into the office and I said to them, I'm not coming into the office. And I sat down and I actually cried. Yeah. Because I couldn't believe that the heart that is down there. And people tend to tease miners sometimes, and it's not. They're very, very special people that do mining, and it was very tearful at the time, very touching. And I knew then that we were going the right way, we were doing the right things with innovation.
Okay, we're going to talk about how you actually got the business on the road when we kick off the second half, but it's time for a quick ad break now. We'll be back right after this.